We're here for another player profile inside the Lair. Today we are joined by junior left-handed pitcher Logan Piper. Pipe, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to get to know you a little bit on and off the field, so let's start with talking about you before you got here to Cal. Logan Piper, hometown Vacaville, California, graduated from Vacaville High School, earned first-team All-Monticello Empire League honors, and as a senior had a 3-1 record with a 1.68 ERA, 30 strikeouts and 25 innings pitched. So talk to us about your time before college, the things that you learned, the people that were impactful to you, the things that kind of helped build you into who you were before you got to college.
The biggest thing for me was having like people to look up to. So the Vaca High teams before me,
Sure.
the 2017, 18, and 19 and 20 classes all were really talented.
Yeah.
So when you go into that weight room and you're lifting with guys at that level, you kind of want to rise up to that level, and you see how those guys work.
Yeah.
And then also the training facility I went to in Sacramento as a junior and senior, Optimum Athletes. Those guys, the trainers there, they really built the foundation of like who I was as a pitcher and helped me understand like what it's going to take to play at the college level.
Yeah. At Vacaville, kind of a really cool experience or unique experience where I think that program does such a good job of bringing guys back, like you said. I think it's during this time, right? During Christmas break,
Right.
the alums always come back and
Yeah.
lift with the current team. How much has that impacted your leadership style? Like, how much did you learn as a person in that experience?
It's kind of like I said before, like having the guys, because when we were there, it was a lot of the guys were committed as
Yeah.
D1 guys, and they were moving on. And then you would see the guys that have been there at the D1 level and came back,
Yeah.
and then you see what like the jump they make from their senior year to their freshman, like their college career. And then being able to go back myself, like
Yeah.
helps pass on the skills that I've learned as a
For
D1
sure.
player now, and makes me feel better as a leader. Feel that
For sure.
I've been able to pass on what I learned and pass it forward.
Yeah, passing the torch and continuing that
Yeah.
legacy. That's really cool. So let's talk about now your college experience. You started at the junior college level before getting here. You started at Sacramento City College in 2022 as a freshman. You had 10 starts, 3 wins, 46 strikeouts in 41 and 2/3 innings pitched. And then last year in 2023 at Sac City, 14 starts, 5 wins, 53 strikeouts in 68 innings pitched as a sophomore. Talk about your experience at that level. What are some things you learned just in your first 2 years of college baseball in general, but being a part of a good program at the junior college level? How did those things prepare you for here?
I would say like the difference between high school and junior college was like the talent level obviously is a lot better, but I wasn't like when I was in high school, I could just go up there and just throw,
Right.
and I would get guys out. Versus the junior college level, I had to learn how to actually pitch, how to execute, how to control the run game, tempos, all that kind of stuff. And then I would like my junior college career, especially my sophomore year, was a roller coaster, and sometimes it seemed like it was going down more than it was going up. But luckily, I had those coaches that had a lot of faith in me,
Yeah.
and they kept throwing me out there, and eventually it all worked out in the end. By the end of the year in playoffs, I was back to who I really was. But that taught me a lot about myself.
Good. And probably a lot of stuff and experience that helped prepare you for this opportunity. Why? I mean, obviously, other than maybe Mike loving you because you went to his junior college, but beyond that, why was Cal the right fit for you? Why did this program become the best option?
Like I said, like my sophomore year was pretty rough. And I think luckily like we had that connection with Mike, and at the end of the year, I didn't know where I was gonna go. It was May. I knew I was gonna go train for June and July and hope something came up. And it turned out that Cal needed lefties, and it was perfect for me. It's local, hour away from home, big time school, good academics. Like it was just a perfect fit. So I bet on myself. I told Mike I wanted to be a Bear, and I went and I worked for June and July, and then came back here.
Yeah, very cool. So now you got here this fall. You talked about the differences that you learned between high school and junior college and having to make those adjustments. What were the biggest adjustments you found this fall comparing the junior college level and this level?
I feel like so far in the fall, it's been somewhat similar. Like we're focusing a lot on development, but I know by the time spring rolls around, the difference, at least at Sac City, was like our goal is to develop you guys as the best individuals and the best team we can have, and then winning will be a byproduct at the end of the year. Versus now at this level, like we want to win game one and we want to win every game after that.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more cutthroat in terms of like you need to be ready when your name gets called.
Yeah. What have you, and we've asked some of the other junior college guys the same question, how did you personally, like your leadership role, your social role in this group, coming in as a new guy in the program in terms of your experience here, but also a vet in terms of your collegiate experience, and especially in a group with a lot of true freshmen that are in this program this year? How did you kind of blend those two roles as you kind of found your place in this program this fall?
I think there's like last year I felt like I was a leader on the team, and this year I feel like that I can pass on knowledge to other guys because I am older.
Yeah.
But I think coming in, like there's a lot of top dogs on this team. There's a lot of guys that are high draft prospects. You know, these guys have been around for 3 years. They're really talented.
Yeah.
So I kind of take a back seat and let those guys run this team how they want to run this team. But at the same time, like I have learned things in this game, and I feel like the conversations I've had the most with the freshmen is about body language.
Okay.
And I know that at this level, like if you hang your head or you have bad body language, like other teams are gonna eat that up. So you gotta walk out there. You gotta keep your head high. You gotta puff your chest. You gotta be a dog.
Very cool. Good. Well, it's last question now. Let's forecast to the future. Same question we ask everyone to finish. 10 years from now, we'll sit back in this room for an alumni interview. We'll talk about your playing career, all the cool things you've done on and off the field. But the last question we're gonna look back on is your legacy here. 10 years from now, what do you want your legacy here in this program to be?
I think I want to be known as the guy that did everything right, from the little things like, you know, picking up trash when you're walking out of the stadium to executing a pitch in the biggest moment of the season, doing everything right in between those two, and making everybody smile, like being a good teammate, everything right.
Good. Very cool. Well, good luck with that. Good luck this spring.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Keep up to date for more to come.